So, Quadeca recently just dropped this mixtape earlier this year, and I've given it some time to dwell in my mind, but this is going to be my review of it. So the intro track, Dust Cutter, it's a very interesting track. It wasn't initially one of my favorites, although it did grow on me quite a lot, and just the soundscaping and the unique feel of the track have been very they've grown on me quite a lot, and it's an intro that does a great job at putting you right into the unique feel of the mixtape. A la carte was a much more initially well regarded song on my side. I after a few one or two listens, I instantly clicked with it. It's a much more poppy song, and it has a great break-ins feature. And Breakins isn't my favorite artist, but he's very well placed in this album. And yeah, I really liked the fact that it was slightly out of beat, made it so much more impactful. Pretty Privileged. This is one of my favorite tracks, which I'm going to say for a lot of these, because this is an amazing mixtape. It's definitely my favorite of this year so far, and I can see it becoming one of my personal favorite mixtapes, if not my favorite mixtape. This is a very stunning track that has a very important message, and it's not done in a corny way. It's tackled very well and very meaningfully. And this line right here, "Do you notice something new? I did my hair with a twist just for you." I really love that line. I think it's so heartbreaking to see this whole persona we've been seeing is just what he feels he has to do. Yeah. Now, Easier. This is the track that clicked with me the most on the first three little teasers he did. This track, it starts off with a little piano riff that it reminds me, I don't know whether it's actually from this, but it always reminds me of the Black Country New Road song, the place where he inserted the blade. And it's such a beautiful track, great lyricism, and it's another heartbreaking song, but it's also very raw and insecure, but I really love this track. Now, this is one of the tracks that isn't my favorite of the album, and maybe it'll grow on me. I don't think it will too much, because it's one of those more braggadocious songs that I don't find myself going back too much in Quadeca's catalog. But I do think that it still fits in the mixtape, and it's still an alright song. It's just nothing too groundbreaking. It's, Now, What's It To Him is a track that I really appreciate, that I don't think many people really resonated with, but I really think there's some great melody use, and there's some really beautiful moments in this song, and it's not one of my favorites, but it's still one I really appreciate. You Don't Know Me Like That is a short little, well, I don't know, it seems like it's regular length, but it feels very short to me, which probably means that it's very good at its job at being succinct, and the pitched vocals people don't seem to love too much, but I don't think they are that bad. I think that maybe it might have been slightly better with regular vocals, but it's obviously for impact and for meaning, the high pitched to seem far and distant, seem dehumanized, which is the whole point of the track. So that I think it's very good, and people don't give it enough slack that it deserves. And it finishes very beautifully, and I really like it. I Make It Look Effortless is a very short sort of interlude sort of song. I don't love it that much. It's another braggadocious track that's just oh, I'm so good, and it's fine. It's just nothing special. Way Too Many Friends. This is a straight banger. I love this one. I love this one so much. It's nothing too amazing, but it's very relatable and it's very human, but it's also like such a groove, and I really like it. Guess Who is one of those braggadocious tracks I've been talking about, but it does it much more tastefully, and it's just sort of like a Playboy Cardi style song that you can just like vibe to and like, you know, enjoy. Less so, like even if I tried, it just feels a bit tacky, but this song does it really well. Under My Skin is it's a great sort of emotional track, but it's less memorable than some of the others on the album, and it's a cute little wholesome song, but it's not one of my favorites. It's like middle of the range. It's a good Quadeca song, but it's not one that I'll go back to too much unless it shows up on my playlist, and I'll like vibe to it for a bit. Now, Being Yourself is a very different track. It's very unique sonically, and this one I think is one of the best uses of that unique sound. It's like you'll never really listen to a song like it, but you're so happy that you did, because it feels way more impactful the way that it's produced than it would if it was like a more regular sort of song. And it like, I don't know, he so well makes these soundscapes to feel more distant and feel like spacey, and it's really cool. And the end of this track is so amazing. Even if you don't love the song, just don't give it a chance. But if you can't even do that, you have to go to the end, because the end it's an amazing finish, and it gives me chills every time. Now this, You Tried That Thing When You're Human, is my favorite song off the album. It's a beautiful track, and it's like it's the best depiction of like depression that I've ever seen in a song. And every time I listen to it, I just sit down and I have no distractions, and I just listen and close my eyes and just feel emotions as the song just. This one it's very good. It's very good. It's not too complicated sonically, although it has its moments, but it just feels the most human in a weird way. Like, it's not necessarily raw, like sonically. It feels a bit robotic, but because of that, it shows the human experience so beautifully, and I really resonate with this track. Guide Dog is a very close second of my favorites on this album. The last 3 tracks on this album are just amazing songs. It's a great finish. Guide Dog is a short, like, acoustic ballad, and it's the best I've ever seen someone do a ballad, and it's just beautiful lyricism for the whole 2 minutes, and it's really wholesome and devastating song to listen to. It's about this, his girlfriend obviously doesn't see herself in a good light, and he's like using this metaphor of a blind person, and he's saying, I want to show you the way, show you what I see, and show how beautiful you are to me. And some of the lyrics here are just so beautiful. It's that time at the end of the night when you're blind. It's a beautiful opener. And like, because you should see you with the clearness of mine. I want to be your guide dog. But I am half the man that you would be if you were me. Chills. And then just an amazing finisher with Kevin Abstract, one of the members of Brockhampton. It's an amazing vibey song that like ends with a relief feeling, and it's really good.